Greetings. I'm here to do my debrief on my shadow of the week. My shadow of the week was something I called Mauve Cherry, and it was inspired by the Lancome palette Mauve Cherie. It wasn't exactly that. It was just a grouping of colors that I saw that I liked. So I'm ready to talk about those and to do a look. I have to go to the eye doctor today for an appointment on my BRVO in my left eye. BRVO stands for branch retinal vein occlusion, bleeding in the back of the eye. The vein occludes and you have this pooling of blood. I do have retinal damage as a result of that, and I am being treated for that. And in fact, I'm in an experimental pilot study, one of I think 20 people in the United States to be tested for that. So I'm like a little human experiment. But because I'm going to the eye doctor today, I need to keep the eye makeup light, so I won't be using any liquid liners or any mascaras. First of all, let me say that you really can't go wrong with these shades. One of them is an amethyst sparkly with red. That was one of the undertones. Another was a dusty purple kind of color. The other were two beige colors, and those two beige colors were, one of them was a greener golder, I would say, and the other was more of a taupe, but leaning towards the silver. I really think you could go without the taupey silver. In fact, I don't think it worked. I think it took the color palette in a monochromatic kind of direction that for me at least didn't work. I found that I needed, if you look at the color wheel, you'll see that opposite those mauves and purples that you'll find a green gold, yellow gold kind of color. Wallace would have been a beautiful complement. I have Wallace, Butter London's Wallace on my nails, and this would have been the perfect shade. And I needed that complementary color. The last shadow in that collection was a charcoaly black sparkly eyeliner. I'm not going to use that today. Instead, I'm going to use a sample from Raving Beauty called Smoked Amethyst, and I sense that this would make a beautiful liner with this. We shall see. I'm not going to foil. I would love to foil, but I don't want my eye doctor fussing at me. Okay, so let me get going. I pulled out my Makeup Geeks and my e.l.f.'s. Those worked beautifully. I pulled out my Philosophy palette. That worked beautifully. I pulled out my Nude Tude palette. That worked beautifully. So I was able to find the sparkly amethyst and the dusty purples across a range of collections. Pick a line and go for it. I should tell you what I've done. I have not done my brows. I'm not going to. You can kind of see one is kind of sinking lower than the other. But since I'm going without liquid liner and without mascaras, I want to just go ahead and keep the brows kind of natural. I have also put on a lip liner. I used Bare Escentuals in Mauve. I also have Tarte's the eraser on around the eye area. I use that like a treatment, so I always have that on. To get started, I'm going to use this Debutante Cream Blush. This is from Pumpkin and Poppy. Next, I'm going to take this Witch's Brew from Pumpkin and Poppy. This was that purple eyeliner. You could also use the Maybelline Color Tattoos, and I did. I used Pomegranate Punk. I'm just trying to show you some natural alternatives and some products that don't use animal testing. I could use a brush to blend this out because it's quite creamy, but I'm going to go ahead and use my fingers. One color that really stood out for me this week was this fusion of colors called Golden Violets. There it is. It's a matte. That's it. Very workable shade. So I'm going to put that on right where I have that Witch's Brew. Another color that I used this week that I was really fond of was this color by Aroma Lee called Branch Out. Just probably properly a spring color, but I really enjoyed using it, and it does kind of pull out a little bit of green yellow. So I'm going to place that on the lid. Another color I really enjoyed using on the lid this week was this color by Raving Beauty called Peony Blush. I tried this as a blush. It's much too sheeny as a blush. It's just like really high sheen. But as an eyeshadow, I think it's a beautiful, beautiful rose gold, and I love using it. one of my favorites, really, because I love rose gold, and it's a beautiful, beautiful rose gold. Time now to break into this Smoky Amethyst by Raving Beauty, which I have swatched but not used. So who knows, might be doing this video all over again. That is the smoked amethyst kind of rubbed out, but it does have black shooting through it. So it really could work as a dusty, dusty purple if you just kind of shear it out a lot, or you can use it as a darker color. I'm going to try and use it as a darker color and see how that goes. I would really love to do this foiled. I've got to do it foiled sometime. But not today. I will put some of that under the eye after I conceal. Now I'm going to go in with my Sephora brush. This is going to pick up a lot of pigment. I just want to darken the corner of the eye a bit. I'm going to put the highlight on, and then I'm going to clean up, because everything right now is just placed and obviously is kind of a huge mess. Because I'm not going to have any liner or mascara on today, I am going to go with my light yellow fusion of color corrector that is just mixed with some foundation in a fair shade, because I want something a little more subtle. Time to blend. I have out my Pink Papaya shadow blender and my Laranine. I'll use this first, and this will kind of do a lot of work fast and fine tune with the Laranine shadow blender, like both these brushes. They do slightly different things. Time to conceal, and compliments of Georgina, the Mocha Chic, who I did that swap with. I have some product from the UK. One, I have this natural product, Oon, and I have really been enjoying this. I think it will be a 3-season concealer for me. I think in the winter when I get ghostly white and turn into Casper and uber dry, so I go from being ridiculously dry to off the charts incredibly dry. I think it'll be too dry. She also sent me this product. It is not a natural product. It is called Lasting Perfection. It's from the 2000 collection. It's a good little concealer. It's very creamy, very opaque. If it were natural, I would use it every day in a heartbeat. I suspect this will be my winter concealer. I'm going to do one eye with each, so just so you can kind of see the difference. One thing about this Oon is it does tend to run a little dry, so for this one I'm going to put this 100% pure Superfruits Eye Balm on first, and just tap that down. When I apply it like that, it goes on quite smoothly. I really like it. I find I can build it and it doesn't cake. You can see it's catching light. When I turn, you can see it's really lighting up that dark area. So, nice concealer. I really felt like getting these concealers from the UK. I thought, they are so lucky. They just have more concealing options than we do for fair skin, I think. And now this really creamy Lasting Perfection. A little of this goes a long way. Let me see if I can even out the light a bit. There you see the differences in the two concealers. This one definitely more opaque and covers more, but not bad on the Oon. I'm going to go ahead and apply this over the Oon just so that I have something resembling the same concealer on both eyes. Okay, I'm going to go back under the eye with that Smoked Amethyst. For blush this week, I pulled out the Pumpkin and Poppy Rose Gold blush, which I really like, and this 100% pure blush in Berry. I like both of these blushes a great deal. However, I felt like they were more appropriate for spring. I put them on and I just felt like spring. Ditto for the lilac on the lipsticks. I had pulled out, I think, Famous and also these buxom lilac colors. And I thought, no, it's just too spring. If you look at the first look that I tuck in here, I think you'll see it just pulls it into spring. And while I'm at it, I'll just throw all the looks for the week in here. I'll put these back, and then I'll come right back. What I pulled instead for lip color was the Buxom Brooklyn, which is a brown gold shade. Brown berry gold. I'm going to put some of that on right now just as a bit of a liner. I'm going to go ahead and use this new Un product that I got in my swap with Georgina. I am still on my pigment kick where I am popping my lips with pigment and giving them some dimension with pigment. This week I've played around with the August of the month by Glamour Doll Eyes called Bronze Goddess. I didn't quite know what to do with this as an eyeshadow, but love it as a little lip pigment. No, I do blend it. For cheek pigments, I have two choices here. One is this color Embroidery. This came in from Raving Beauty. And Embroidery is described as a matte, very soft mauve color. There it is. Very, very pretty. And the other one was a blush matte called Morning Glory by Fusion of Color. And there is that. You can see that goes almost more to the lilac-y purple shades. I used that blush this week and really enjoyed it. I liked it. This time I'm going to go ahead and give this Raving Beauty a shot. I'm not going to do foundation today. This week I pulled out my Pumpkin and Poppy Oak Bark Contour. I am still on my Laura Geller Project Foundation Pan, which includes using the Bronze and Brighten to contour, but I don't like using that Bronze and Brighten when I'm in these mauve-y shades, so I pulled out my Oak Bark Contour. This is such a subtle contour. I don't know how this would work on darker skin tones, but certainly for someone as fair as I am, this is just an ideal subtle contour. And yes, even days when I don't use foundation, I contour. Okay, I'm going to take my hair down and see how that's all looking. Okay, I'm back. I've just thrown my hair up. Last but not least, I'm going to give myself some highlights with this Tarina Tarantino blush. So there I am. I'm ready for my exciting day of going to the eye doctor and seeing what kind of torture they have in store for me today. Lots of drops in my eyes, and I know I won't be able to see for the rest of the afternoon, so I'll come home and take a nap and kind of sleep it off. Not much else I can do. I won't be able to see anything. It usually takes a long time for everything to wear off. Thank you for watching my debrief on my shadow of the week, Mauve Cherry. I am dying to pop on mascara, but I won't. I can't do it. You'll just have to kind of imagine what this look would look like if I could wear mascara. I do like that smoked amethyst as an eyeliner, and ooh, I think I would really love it foiled. Tomorrow it's already time to do a new shadow of the week. I have some ideas for that. I may or may not do a sample Sunday. We'll see what the weekend looks like. Meanwhile, make it a great weekend. I hope you just have a fantastic fall weekend. Bye.